Good afternoon and welcome to Beetv News at 3. I am Evelyn Izibili. Now the news in details. Residents of Ugorodo community in Warri Southwest local government area have blocked the entrance to Chevron Nigeria Limited's Escravos terminal, protesting what they describe as long-standing neglect and marginalization. The protesters accused the oil company of failing to provide employment opportunities for the host community and for not implementing key provisions of the Petroleum Industry Act. The report.
The usually busy entrance to the Chevron terminal was brought to a standstill as angry youth and elders of Ogborogbo community barricaded the facility. They claim the oil firm has sidelined them for decades despite hosting one of the country's major oil installations.
Ever since Chevron took over from Gulf, the operation is very rough for the community. We don't benefit anything. During the time of Gulf, we benefit light, we benefit water, employment.
You see this yard here? There are thousands of people working in this place, making millions, either in job or in contract or empowerment. But there is a complete neglect of the host community. PIA is an extant law of this nation that has been passed by the National Assembly, assented to by the President. But Chevron has refused to implement that of Ikpere.
Determined to press home their demands, the protesters have pitched tents at the terminal entrance and promised to sustain the protest until their voices are heard. They insist that only the intervention of Chevron's top management alongside the Group Chief Executive Officer of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company, NNPC Limited, will convince them to vacate the area.
Anybody that wants to come and talk to us will not be these persons that are here. A top management personnel that have capacity to resolve the issues that is here. And they don't want their top management to know the politics they are playing with the community here.
We are not even going to worry to discuss with them. They will come to Ogborodo to discuss with us. We don't want to go to Warri. We don't want to go to Lagos. We want to discuss here in Ogborodo so that they will feel our pulse when they come here.
Chevron Nigeria Limited did not issue an official statement on the protest. However, the company's communication manager, Victor Akuwidike, said such protests are common around this period. He added that issues related to Petroleum Industry Act are being addressed and noted that the Ogborogbo community had previously excluded itself from the Awari Trust Fund. Favor Kolawole reporting.
In a ceremony steeped in political reflection and personal tribute, Nigeria's longest-serving Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, publicly launched his memoir titled Headlines and Soundbites, Media Moments That Defined an Administration. The event, held at the Hehu Musa Yaradua Center in Abuja, was deliberately scheduled to coincide with what would have been the 83rd birthday of the late former President Muhammad Buhari, who passed away on the 13th July this year. The report.
Originally slated for December 6th to mark his own birthday, Lai Mohammed revealed that he rescheduled the book launch to honor his late principal. In the memoir, Buhari is described as a mentor and father figure who, according to the author, did not micromanage his ministers but provided full support.
For almost 8 years, I was at the center of government communication, crisis management, national orientation, culture and tourism. I saw firsthand how decisions were made, how narratives were shaped, and how misinformation often overshadowed facts. This book, therefore, is about correcting misconceptions, providing context, and sharing first-hand accounts that history must never forget.
This is Alhaji Lai Mohammed's story, told from his perspective. It deserves to be read and engaged with seriously, but it should not be mistaken for the definitive account of the Buhari administration relationship with the truth, transparency, and the Nigerian people. The story is being written. That story is still being written, and it will require many more perspectives, including from the journalist Alhaji Lai Mohammed sparred with, the activists he dismissed, and the ordinary Nigerian people who lived through those 8 years with rather different experiences than the one documented in these pages.
Governor Seyi Makinde of Oyo State, despite belonging to the opposition People Democratic Party (PDP), praised the culture of documenting public service but cautioned that elites are the ones dividing the country because of their ambition.
I would like to encourage our leaders also, please enrich our history by documenting how you've seen things, from your own perspectives.
Mohammed Buhari is also remembered in the memo as a husband, father, and grandfather. Lai Mohammed emphasized the importance of Africans telling their own story as part of preserving the nation's history. Favor Kolawole reporting for Beetv News.
The federal government of Nigeria has commended the resilience and patriotism of Nigerians in the United States for their commitment to the growth and development of the country. Speaking at the joint virtual meeting organized by the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission NIDCOM and the Nigeria Center, Washington, the Chief of Staff to President Femi Gbajabiamila, alongside the Minister of Foreign Affairs Yusuf Maitama-Tuga, encouraged the diaspora community to consistently draw attention to national issues, particularly recent developments in the country. During the session, Minister Tuga clarified that claims of genocide were misleading, emphasizing that the challenges stem from regional conflicts rather than targeted violence. Honorable Abike Dabiri Erwa, Chairman and CEO of NIDCOM and facilitator of the virtual conference, noted that such cooperation is essential as conversations foster deeper understanding. Follow-up discussions included reviewing participants' inputs and recommendations, which Mrs. Dabiri Erwa confirmed will be compiled and communicated to the President through the Minister of Foreign Affairs. Officials described the engagement as a key step in strengthening dialogue between the Nigerian government and its diaspora, ensuring their insight contribute to national development initiatives. The federal government has reopened 47 Unity colleges that were closed earlier this month due to security concerns. The Ministry of Education confirmed that following the strengthening of security architecture within and around the affected schools, academic activities have fully resumed. Students have safely returned to the campuses and many are concluding their December academic programs. The ministry assured that the government remains fully committed to safeguarding students and ensuring the continuity of education across the country. In a statement, it noted, the federal government remains resolute in its responsibility to protect every Nigerian child and to uphold their fundamental right to education in a safe and secure environment. Officials emphasized that enhanced security measures will continue to ensure student safety while maintaining uninterrupted learning across all affected institutions. The Nigerian Police Force National Cybercrime Center has uncovered a major international cyber fraud operation targeting Microsoft 365 users across several countries. The investigation, carried out in collaboration with the United States law enforcement agencies, has led to the arrest of suspects and the recovery of digital evidence linked to large-scale online fraud. The report.
According to the police, the syndicate deployed a phishing toolkit known as Raccoon 0365 to create fake Microsoft login portals. These portals were used to steal user credentials, allowing criminals to gain unauthorized access to corporate, financial, and educational email accounts, exposing victims to severe financial and data losses.
Blockchain analysis further traced cryptocurrency wallets used in the operation to some wallets with the linked KYC information, identifying Okitibi Samuel as the sole beneficiary. Evidence shows that the phishing links he generated facilitated multiple unauthorized intrusions into Microsoft 365 accounts across several jurisdictions, resulting in business email compromise, financial losses, and the exposure of sensitive information.
The police said the attack, which occurred between January and September 2025, resulted in business email compromise, internal phishing, data breaches, and financial losses across multiple countries. This prompted a joint operation involving the Nigerian Police Force, Microsoft, the FBI, and the United States Secret Service.
We have our laws here. We have the Cybercrimes Act here. And if you commit an offense here, yes, we can prosecute you and you can be convicted here. Yes, I know there are special cases where, based on international cooperation, the country might request. Yes, if that request comes, why not? We would follow due process. If it qualifies for repatriation, we would.
Operational teams were subsequently deployed to Lagos and Edo states, leading to the arrest of 3 suspects between September and October. The police said a prima facie case has been established against the principal suspect, who will be charged under the Cybercrime Act 2024 as investigations continue. Favor Kolawole reporting for Beetv News.
The Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Torit Abiodun Lagbaja, has directed that all ongoing residential housing projects be completed and allocated to deserving personnel to address accommodation challenges within the Nigerian Army. He made the announcement at the closing ceremony of the Chief of Army Staff Annual Conference 2025 in Lagos.
The 4-day conference involved intense deliberation behind closed doors, where senior officers shared ideas expected to shape Nigerians' response to emerging security challenges. Although journalists were not granted access to the strategic session, the COAS described the event as a period of self-appraisal, planning and consolidation ahead of the coming year.
The intelligence brief, as well as the update we received on Nigerian Army operations during this conference, affirm that our operating environment is increasingly becoming more complex. This evolving threat spectrum necessitates that we enhance our capabilities in intelligence, surveillance, target acquisition and reconnaissance, as well as in cyber operations.
Discussions focused on repositioning Nigerian Army School to strengthen training capacity and enhance operational effectiveness. The Army Chief emphasized that achieving optimal performance from officers and men requires addressing key welfare concerns, particularly accommodation.
More emphasis will also be placed on training and employment of our special forces and Army aviation, among others. We shall be making radical and informed changes to our training and operational activities in the coming year with deliberate intervention in the training needs of the Special Forces School. I have directed that all ongoing residential accommodation projects in the Nigerian Army be completed in good time and allocated to personnel, while new ones are to be initiated across all barracks in the division. As a stopgap measure, Nigerian Army will be investing in more comprehensive spread of renovation works in all our barracks.
The conference concluded with the COAS honoring senior officers for dedicated service and distributing checks to widows of fallen heroes, reinforcing the Army's commitment to personal welfare. Favor Kolawole reporting for Beetv News.
Troops of Operation Hadin Kai in the northeast have recorded a decisive victory against insurgents, successfully foiling an early morning infiltration attempt from the Madarin Mountains into Borno State. Several terrorists, including a high-value commander and his cameraman, were killed as coordinated ground and airstrike dismounts to the group's operational capabilities. In the early hours of December 18, advanced surveillance system detected the movement of insurgents. Ground forces allowed the attackers to advance into a calculated engagement zone before launching precise fire. Surviving elements attempting to retreat were targeted by airstrikes, cutting off escape routes. Follow-up operations revealed the scale of the blow inflicted on the insurgents, with troops recovering AK-47 rifle, PKT machine guns, loaded magazine, handheld radio, mobile phones, a camcorder, motorcycles, and bicycle used for logistics. Blood trails and shallow graves indicated additional casualties from both grounds and air engagements. Military sources confirmed the operation significantly disrupted terrorist plans and degraded their fighting capacity. Troops reported high morale as they continued sustained offensive operations to deny insurgent freedom of movement and ensure the safety of communities across the theater. And now to the global scene. Democrat Eileen Higgins was sworn in Thursday as Miami's first female mayor, marking a historic milestone in the city's political landscape and ending nearly 30 years of Republican leadership in the coastal Florida city. Higgins took the oath of office at the ceremony held at Miami-Dade College, drawing local officials, community leaders, and supporters to witness the moment. The report.
The Nigerian Investment Promotion Commission said the firms are protected.
Higgins' sister won defeated Republican Emilion Gonzalez in the December 9 runoff election by about 19 percentage points after a field of 13 candidates competed in the first round in November 4. The runoff was triggered after a candidate received the majority in the general election. Her victory not only makes her the first city woman mayor, but also the first Democrat elected to the position since 1997 and the first non-Hispanic individual to lead Miami in decades. Higgins succeeds Republican Francis Suarez, who was term limited after serving since 2017. During the inauguration, she acknowledged Suarez's contribution, saying he helped elevate Miami's global profile and thanked her parents for the value they instilled in her. A former Miami-Dade County commissioner representing much of the city, Higgins brings an unconventional background to the mayor's office. She holds a degree in mechanical engineering and business administration, has worked as an engineer, served in the Peace Corps in Belize, worked as a U.S. diplomat, and held positions in the private sector during building her political career. In her inaugural address, delivered in both English and Spanish to reflect Miami's diverse population, Higgins emphasized unity and service, saying her administration will work to address core issues such as affordable housing, streamlined permitting, public safety, and inclusive governance. She told residents that while the government cannot love, it can act lovingly and pledged to listen to all voices in the city. The election, though officially non-partisan, became a proxy for broader national politics. Gonzalez was endorsed by President Donald Trump and other Republican figures, while Higgins drew support from Democrat leaders and activists. Observers say her strong performance in Miami is a city with a large foreign-born community and key demographic significance could signal trends ahead of the 2026 midterm election. Voters' turnout in the mayoral race was relatively low, with about 37,000 ballots cast in a city of roughly 487,000 residents, underscoring ongoing challenges in local civic engagement. As she begins her term, Higgins inherits the leadership of a city grappling with housing affordability, infrastructure pressures, and climate-related challenges, issues she made central to her campaign. "My job now is to deliver on your choices," she said during a speech. Favor Kolawole reporting for Beetv News.
The federal government says 149 companies currently enjoying pioneer status incentives will retain their tax holidays for at least 2 more years despite Nigeria's transition to a new tax regime scheduled to take effect from January 2026. The report.
The Nigerian Investment Promotion Commission said the firms are protected under transitional provisions of the new tax framework to preserve investors' confidence. Data showed that since 2017, the Pioneer Status Incentive has attracted about 8.7 trillion naira in capital investments and created 58,897 direct jobs, mainly in manufacturing and Lagos State. Of 693 applications received between 2017 and the second quarter of 2025, 304 were approved, 64 denied, and 1 certificate cancelled, leaving 149 current beneficiaries. The incentive, which grants up to 5 years of corporate tax relief, will be phased out gradually and replaced with a tax credit-based economic development incentive under the new tax law amid concerns over an estimated 8 trillion naira annual revenue loss from waivers. Nominees to head Nigeria's petroleum regulatory agencies have pledged sweeping reforms aimed at purging value leakage, restoring discipline and attracting fresh investments under the Petroleum Industry Act. The nominee for the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission, Orishemiyiwa Eyesan, said weak digitization and poor data integration were costing the country significant value, promising real-time data systems, collaboration with stakeholders, and strict enforcement of their PIA. Her counterpart at the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, Saidu Mohammed, stressed strict contract enforcement in the gas sector to address shortages, revive pipeline transportation, strengthen quality assurance, and prioritize domestic energy needs alongside exports. The Senate said the nominations come at a critical time for Nigeria's economic recovery, with confirmation expected in the coming days following further engagement. Livestock and agriculture stakeholders have urged the federal government to expand grazing reserves beyond the 3 pilot locations to at least 1 reserve in each of the 6 geopolitical zones. The course follows the launch of pilot grazing reserves at Wawa Zange in Gombe State, Wase in Plateau State, and Kawo in FCT. Stakeholders said properly developed reserves with water, veterinary services, access roads, schools, and healthcare would reduce transhumance, farmer-herder clashes, and insecurity. They warned that the current scale is too limited, giving Nigerians 417 designated grazing reserves, and called for regional balance, transparency, and stronger engagement with pastoralists, local governments, and traditional rulers to ensure sustainability and attract private sector investments. Zainab Mohammed reporting for Beetv News.
And lastly, on the afternoon bulletin, former United States President Barack Obama has once again highlighted the global rise of Afrobeats by including songs by Nigerian stars Olamide and Burna Boy in his list of favorite songs for 2025, reinforcing the genre's growing international appeal. Also, Waterloo Road actor William Rush dies aged 31. The reports. Obama shared the list on social media as part of his annual tradition of releasing his favorite books, movies, and music. The 30-track playlist features Burna Boy's Ta 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 featuring Travis Scott and Olamide's 99 featuring Ashake, Sheyi Vibes, Young John, and Dale Com, alongside songs from pop, hip-hop, indie, and world music. He also listed a track by Nigeria London-based singer Obonjaya, with the recognition sparking widespread reactions online and further underscoring Afrobeat's global influence. A Nigerian woman has sparked online debate after criticizing singer Davido for appearing on comedian Kataifi's live stream, while praising Wizkid for maintaining a more reserved and exclusive public image. In a video circulating on social media, the woman argued that not every platform deserves the presence of an A-list artist, saying Davido sometimes tries too hard to be liked by everyone, while acknowledging his friendly and approachable nature. She said celebrities should set boundaries to protect their brand and stature. She also questioned Kataifi's relevance, criticizing his style of comedy as not representing the kind of culture she believes should be promoted. British actor William Rush, best known for his role as Josh Stevenson in the BBC One drama Waterloo Road, has died at the age of 31, his family has announced. Rush appeared in 168 episodes of Waterloo Road between 2009 and 2013 and also featured in Grange Hill, Shameless, Casualty, and Vera. His mother, former Coronation Street actress Debbie Rush, confirmed his death on Instagram, describing him as her beautiful baby boy. While the cause of death was not disclosed, she paid tribute to his decision to become an orphan donor, saying he gave hope and life to others even in his final moments. Tributes have poured in from colleagues across the entertainment industry as the family requested privacy during their grief. And that's it on the entertainment news. Evelyn Isabel reporting for Beetv News. And that's it on the afternoon bulletin. Thank you so much for watching and stay with us. Good afternoon.